So from the last session, you'll remember that we added this data. We added headers. I colored the headers to introduce you to formatting. And we added text. And I also introduced the notion of autofill, which we'll come back to, don't worry. Also covered on the first session was the help menu, and I'm just going to go into that, and I'll do that for every recorded session to focus on the topic for that session, today being formatting. And I'm going to go into show training. That's the useful one. While that's loading, we're just going to see what Excel provides as an explanation for formatting and where you can find out more information. So I'm just going to type in format and let that display. So we can select the cells to format, and we can change the font face. So we can change the font, the size, the look. We can change the font color, and we can add background colors. So that's a simple summary of what formatting is, but it's also much more than that as well. So I'm just going to scroll down. Let's have a look at change the format of a cell. And here again, I can see I've got a play button. So that would take me into a video on the Microsoft website. And then I could watch that video. It's 1 minute, 2 minutes. And that would tell me everything I need to know about formatting in Excel. However, I'm going to start in the home ribbon. The home ribbon is very heavily populated with formatting elements. Now, we are going to cover, excuse me, we are going to cover cutting, copying, pasting in a separate session, although in this session today, we will look at the format painter icon. But it's starting from the font section that we want to apply to our data. So as we saw, if I want to make my headings bold, and that's best practice, I can select the range. And remember, when you have a white cross, that's your range selector. So I selected my range at the top, and I selected B for bold. I might want to make some text italicized. So again, I select the range, and I'm going to select italics. And there are keyboard shortcuts for all of these. So as you hover over the icon, you'll see there's keyboard shortcuts in the parentheses, in the brackets. And the italics was Control-I. So I'm going to do Control-I again, and that's just returned it back to how it was. And then underline, I could make text underlined. I would generally be careful of that because an underline also indicates to a user that it might be hyperlinked. So that might be confusing. So I'm just going to take that off. And then we've got double underline if you want as well. As we saw, you can apply fill colors. So in fact, what I'm going to do is we've already got our headers colored. I'm going to select the first column data text or data, and I'm going to select the fill color icon. And I'm going to select the drop down, and here I have my theme colors. So I can choose any of these colors, and you can see I get a preview. If you're going to go for a dark color, like our headers, you really should make your text white, just so you've got a contrast. So actually, I'm just going to go for a light color so I can keep my text black. Alternatively, or in addition, I can change the text color. So I might want to, let's say, change the body text into a different color, and I might want to make it a dark green. I'd probably make it bold. However, I'm not going to for this instance, so I'm going to select Control-Z just to take us back to where we were. So that's the initial bare elements of formatting with regards to changing the way that your data looks. We can also change our font at the top. So I can see that my font at the moment is Atos display. And actually what I might want to do is to select all. So I'm going to click into my data, but I want all of it selected so that Excel knows what to change. And the keyboard shortcut for selecting all data is Control A. And now I'm going to go up to my fonts field, and here I have a range of fonts. And actually, I'm going to type in the font I want because I know what I want, and it's Calibri, and I can see that's now come up. I've changed my font to Calibri. I'm going to change the font size so it's a bit larger, so it's just clearer and it stands out.